This is your ultimate beginner's guide on how to invest in the now and your future. These are the exact steps that I took that allowed me to invest with confidence, always getting the return on investment that ultimately allowed me to achieve my first million pesos of savings and investments today. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's Nick. As you know, I'm a recovered shopaholic, now a money, mindset, and life coach, helping Filipino professionals to fund their dreams into reality. Today, we are talking about the importance of investing in our present, in the now, as well as securing our future. Because the biggest mistake you could make is constantly pour in your money into the future and you feel deprived and you feel restricted and you feel like you're not enjoying your present moment right now. It's important that we get to balance both. Because my financial philosophy is that we use money, investment, savings as a tool where we get to really enjoy the fruits of our labor now and at the same time feel that peace of mind and security that we are also funding our future goals. So, to make sure that you always make the right investments that actually create an impact in your life, that you see how it's benefiting your life, it boils down into these three components. And those are: first is having a crystal clear life goal that would benefit when you invest. Second is having that specific investment that you're going to put your money into that would contribute in making this life goal a reality. And third is having a crystal clear return on investment if you do put your money into this investment. So, I'm going to share specific real-life examples as we go on, as I explain this further, so that you can really envision how this would be applicable in your situation. Starting off with your life goal. So this is literally asking yourself the question of how is this aligned to the dream life, the dream lifestyle that I want to wake up to, and how is this a priority that I want now? Because the biggest mistake that Filipinos make is focusing on doing all kinds of investments, diving into different investment options, but not really knowing what is it for. How is it going to benefit me? How is it going to impact the life that I want? So it's so important that we start off with that specific life goal that you want to fund, so that when you make an investment, you know that, okay, when I invest my money in this, when I put my money in this, I know that this is going to help this goal become my reality. That's why when I coach my clients through this, we dedicate sessions for them to really have a crystal clear picture, have a big picture on like, this is really what I want to work towards 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 1 year from now. I know that this is the goal that is true to myself, that honors what I truly want out of life. This is truly what's aligned to my values. This is what it truly means to live out my version of financial freedom. Because when they become crystal clear on that, knowing what investment to make and how to invest it becomes natural in the process. They don't doubt themselves. They know that making this investment is not just for the sake of investing because everyone says you need to invest and grow your money, but it's actually because if I invest in this monthly, quarterly, yearly, or whatever it could be, they know that it's going to fast track this life goal that is important to me because I want to wake up to this every day. And it's so important that we don't create vague life goals. Like, I want to save for my future. I want to invest in my future. I want to feel secured in my future. I want to have peace of mind every day. I want to have freedom every day. That is super, super vague. Because when it's vague, it's going to be easy for you to give up on that investment. It's easy for you to give up saving up for it. It's easy for you to get distracted and forget about investing entirely. So again, I'm gonna share specific concrete examples later on, so stay tuned. Second component is knowing the specific investment that if I put my money into this, it's really going to fast track this life goal. Where do you need to invest your money that would create the biggest impact on your life goal? Because again, there's a lot of investment options in the world available. Like literally every day, every month, every year, biglang may bago na namang trending investment. A lot of people are making money out of it. And it's our responsibility to make sure that I'm not just investing in this for the sake of everyone's doing it, but I'm investing in this because I know it's going to create the biggest impact on the life goals that are true to myself, that are true to what I want. Third component is the return on investment. This is another big component that a lot of Filipinos miss out on, is really knowing that if I invest in this, what's the result? What am I gonna get out of this? How is this really going to benefit me? And how is this going to yield the result that I want if I keep consistently pouring in my money into this? So to have a clear return on investment, to make sure that, in other terms, it's like how can I make sure na if I invest in this, may mas malaki akong makukuha. May mas malaki akong value na makukuha. That's the return on your investment. So it's really asking yourself the questions like, how will this investment allow me to achieve my life goal sooner than later? Okay, so you can really gauge your return on investment in terms of the faster you could get your result. Instead of waiting for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you could actually get it sooner, in a few months or something like that. Doon papasok yung being able to invest in the now, when you invest in skills, when you invest in support, when you invest in programs, courses, dito usually papasok yun na if I invest in this specific course, program, skills, whatever it could be, this would allow me to achieve my life goals sooner than years down the road, than having years of trial and error that I'm going to waste more time and resources. So more examples later on for that. And second question that you could ask yourself is, how could this investment yield me more cash flow later on? So dito papasok when you invest in your future. If you constantly put in the money consistently every single month, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, how could that yield you a bigger amount of money? Now that's clear, let's get into the specific concrete examples on how I've applied this in my life and how I coach my clients. Starting off with, how did I invest in the now? So first, I became crystal clear and honest with myself, like what is that specific life goal that I want to achieve sooner than later? How is it a priority right now? And that led me to this life goal, which is being able to get paid doing what I love while creating impact on people. And that is through becoming a full-time content creator and entrepreneur with my coaching business. As you can tell, it's super specific. I could literally envision myself in it. And to be honest, this could be the most difficult step. That's why I literally dedicate sessions, enough time to coach my clients through this, because the biggest mistake you can make when it comes to investing is not having a clear goal. Or worse, you are creating goals out of pleasing others, out of what is expected of you from society, expected by you, by your parents or by your family, right? It's so important that you have a life goal that honors who you are, that is true to who you are and your values, because you're going to dedicate time, money in this huge investment, and don't you want to make sure that you are putting in your hard-earned money into something that honors what you truly want? Because for the longest time, I thought my life goal was like climb the corporate ladder, be the next CEO of the next multinational company in this industry that I want. Like, that's what I kept lying to myself about for years. That's why this specific life goal, I actually delayed it for years. I didn't really put enough work, time, and investment, even though there was an opportunity for me to, because I didn't see this as a priority. I didn't see this as important. I didn't see this as something that I would want to prioritize. And so having a specific life goal would help you get crystal clear on what you'd like to prioritize investing in and saving up for. So it's so important you get crystal clear on your life goal and you get to embrace that this is something that you are 100% going to prioritize and own up to it despite judgments, criticisms, and all of that. Because that's what I've seen could be the biggest roadblock when it comes to coaching my clients, that they've already had this gut feel, this inner voice, like this is the life goal that I want, maybe pursuing this dream career, this dream business, quitting my job, or being a digital nomad, or traveling more frequently. Like, they already know it inside of them, like there's this inner voice, but they kept pushing it away, pushing it down. And so what happens is they kept parking that goal. They kept delaying that dream. And so I love that I get to coach my clients in giving themselves permission to dream again and be honest with themselves that this is a goal that I want. I get to embrace it and own up to it, because that's only when I get to take my finances seriously, knowing that my finances could be the tool that would allow me to fund this goal into reality. So second component is, now that I'm clear on my life goal, second is, what is the specific investment that would allow me to create the most impact on this life goal? And so what I've concluded then was, first is investing in my own laptop, because when I realized this was my life goal, I was using the laptop from my corporate job and it didn't feel right. I wanted to make sure that I was able to separate those two categories or buckets in my life, and knowing that if I get to buy my own personal laptop for my business, I know that I would also take my business seriously, knowing that this, I've spent like what, 55K I think on my MacBook Air M1 laptop 2 years ago. I paid it in cash and I was like, it feels real. I'm really going to take this seriously. And because that goal was a priority, my finances reflected that. That's how I used my finances to prioritize this goal. And the second investment that I made is, I remember when I got my performance bonus from my corporate job, I used a portion of that into investing in skills, mentorship, and support so I could start my coaching business, because it was my first time ever to start a legit business, to start my own business and actually take it seriously. Because before, I'm like, maybe it could be like a side hustle, maybe it could be like a passion project. And because it I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it as a priority. I didn't think of it as a goal. I just thought of it as like, oh, it's great if I get lucky and I get to be a content creator full time. Like, that's how I thought of it, versus like when I was like, this is what's gonna happen this year. I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna make sure it's gonna happen. Therefore, I'm going to make sure that I invest the right amount of time, energy, and money and resources into this. And so when I got that performance bonus, instead of me before like hoarding so much skincare, makeup, and back in my shopaholic days, instead of that happening, because I had a clear goal that I want to work towards. Therefore, I used a portion of my performance bonus into investing in this program, into this course that would give me the guidance and validation that I am on the right track in becoming full-time in my business within 3 months. Kasi dito papasok yung third component, which is having the return on investment. For me, it really was. Instead of me delaying this dream again, because I've delayed it for like 2+ years, okay, instead of me wasting more years of trial and error, becoming miserable in the job that is no longer fulfilling me, that is no longer giving me the freedom that I want, instead of wasting more time and resources, trial and error, DIYing, I was like, the return investment I'm gonna get from this is that I get to be confidently full-time in my business. I get paid doing what I love while helping the people I want to help within 3 months. Like, literally, I put a timeline so that, again, I take it seriously, and I know that if I invest in this, I am really going to make the most out of it, and I'm going to get the returns that I want out of it so I could fund this goal. And truly, 2 years later, or 1 year later after that, that's literally what happened. Within 3 months of investing in that course, investing in that program, I was able to launch my business. I was able to do it full time. And that's what allowed me to really create the right foundation of a sustainable, profitable coaching business. This is an example of what it looks like to invest in the now. If you invest in skills, invest in mentorship, invest in support, invest in coaching, invest in programs that would allow you to fast track a specific life goal that you can achieve 6 months from now, 12 months from now, or in my case, I was able to achieve 3 months from now. Because I don't want to wait until I'm 60 to get paid doing what I love, to earn from doing what I love. Why wait until I'm retired when I could find a way to do it now? And truly, that's the biggest return on investment that I got from investing in that program, investing in that course, is that I was able to achieve the lifestyle I wanted to wake up to every day, where I find freedom, fulfillment, and meaning every single day. So ultimately, investing in the now is about investing in support, investing in help that would allow you to improve the quality of life that you have in the present. So now, before we get into the second part, which is how to invest in your future, I have to put out a very important disclaimer here, because this is where Filipinos can make a big mistake when they invest blindly, or they skip steps. They immediately like, okay, I need to invest right now for my future. I need to do this right away. So before we get into investing in your future, it's so important that before you go hard in investing in your future, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, is making sure that you have a solid foundation of sustainable money habits and systems right now. Because I've seen this many times, and if you've been watching my channel, I've shared it in my first million journey. My clients also share this when I interview them on my channel, is that no amount of investments, no amount of income streams would ever be enough, would ever work, would ever feel right, would ever feel sustainable if you don't have sustainable money habits and systems first. Because I want you to think of it this way. If you know Jenga, diba? Like, it's like you create building blocks in order to like make a really nice tower, okay? So if you don't have sustainable money systems and habits first before you invest, it's kind of like playing Jenga, and you keep adding and adding more blocks, but every single time you add blocks to, level up that tower, it just keeps on crumbling. Every single time you add the block, hulog. Every time you add another block, it falls to the ground. It falls and it crumbles everywhere. It's like that when you invest without a solid foundation of sustainable financial system, sustainable money habits. Because if you don't have a solid foundation of that, it's easy for you to invest blindly. It's easy for you to invest because everyone else is doing it. It's easy for you na mabudol sa mga wrong investments, right? Because I've seen this many times. Or you get into insurance because everyone else is doing it, but you don't have a solid foundation of the right spending and saving habits first. I've shared this in like money advice to stop following when it comes to that. So please watch that as well. So you'd know if you have a solid foundation of sustainable money habits and systems if you're able to enjoy the fruits of your labor now, where you don't feel guilty when you spend on your enjoyment, because at the same time you're also able to save consistently towards your future goals. May it be having your own emergency fund, having enough rainy day fund, having security funds, backup funds if something happens in your current situation. It's being able to balance of enjoying the now and your future as well. Because if you're able to master that with your current income, with your current resources, that you're able to balance enjoying the now and funding your future, you also get to apply the same mindset, the same systems, the same philosophy when it comes to investing, because that's what I literally have done. And that's how I coach my clients, because when they get to save consistently, when they build the muscle of saving consistently, they also learn how to build the muscle of investing with confidence, in investing consistently towards their future goals. So please don't make the mistake of skipping steps and investing all of your money right away, investing blindly. It's important that you have the solid foundation first. So if you realize that this is something that you still need to work on and you'd like to fast track this as soon as possible so you could really level up your investments, go all in that, because you want to make sure that you have sustainable money habits and systems, then I'd like to invite you inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. This is where my clients have literally achieved their emergency fund, saved consistently without tiring themselves out, without depriving themselves, and they also feel like they could live sustainably because they're spending sustainably and they're saving consistently without feeling restricted and deprived. This is where I've condensed 6 years of trial and error as a past shopaholic and then someone who kept yo-yo saving into this roadmap of 5 months with me as your coach, so that you get to build that solid foundation of money habits and systems, and you get to have trust and confidence in yourself that you could fund your goals one by one. So if you're curious, check the link in my bio on how you can enroll in my coaching program. I usually get booked out 2 months in advance. So if you feel like this is a priority for you right now so that you could really fund your dreams into reality, then check out my website down below along with the testimonials from my clients so you could be inspired on what's possible for you as well. Now we can move on to how do you invest in your future. So when it comes to investing in your future, think of it as like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 15 years, 20 years plus more down the road. That's what I see as like investing in your future, because earlier investing in the now is literally like 6 to 12 months from now. Like you want to see results 6 months to 12 months or even earlier than that. So in my case, as I've shared, like it took me 3 months to get the ROI from investing in the now. So when it comes to investing in your future, my example, my life goal from that is I want to feel prepared to retire by 60 while I'm still enjoying my prime years. So that means I feel confident that I am setting aside the funds to invest for my retirement considering inflation and all of that, because I can't save up for my retirement now in a bank account and then sobrang nag-decrease na yung value nun by the time I'm 60, right? So I want to make sure I get to strike the balance of, yes, I feel secure that I'm investing for my retirement, which is like years down the road from now when I'm 60. But at the same time, it's also not compromising my quality of life right now. Because the mistake that I've seen Filipinos make is if they realize like, oh yeah, like it's so important to invest for your retirement, ang nangyari is, nasobrahan naman. Like, a huge chunk of their salary goes towards their investments, go towards their insurance, that they don't even realize, like, I'm robbing myself of enjoying the now. I'm robbing myself from the present moment because I am too focused on my future. But what's the point of having a great future if you didn't enjoy the now? So that was really an important goal for me, that I get to really balance both. So that was my life goal, and now moving on to what specific investment did I make. So it's ultimately setting aside a specific amount consistently into the stock market, knowing that this will serve as my retirement fund if I do decide to retire by 60. So the key word here is that I consistently invest into the stock market. Because I remember I shared that in one of my videos that I will link here and down below, that if you don't invest consistently in the stock market, walang kwenta. Walang kwenta. Like, if you invest like, oh yes, may influx of money now, I'll put 10,000 this month, pero in the next 6 months wala ka nilagay, that's not going to be effective. So the best strategy that I coach my clients on is doing it consistently and regularly with the same amount. I've literally dedicated a step-by-step training for my clients as a bonus module inside my program, where they get to compute how much do I need as my retirement fund, and based on that total amount of retirement funds by X age, how much do I need to invest now every single month to make sure that I can feel secured about my retirement. And this is because when I talk about consistently investing in the stock market, this is an example of like, if you haven't built the muscle of setting aside consistent funds every single month, of saving up every single month, it's going to be easy for you to do the same thing when you start investing into the stock market or investing in anywhere else. If you're not saving consistently every single month, don't expect you're going to invest consistently into the stock market or anywhere else every month. That is the hard truth that I'm putting out there. If you haven't built the muscle of saving consistently every single month, don't expect that it's going to be easy for you to invest every single month as well. Because I've also seen this with my clients, when they feel empowered to save consistently, when they find excitement into it, when they don't see it as a chore, when they don't dread saving, when they have mastered being able to save with excitement and consistently, when that allowed them to get started with their investments, with their insurance, with excitement as well, because they know that it serves its purpose. They know it's going to be aligned in their ultimate life vision. Because again, it's all about making sure that your foundation is stable, your foundation is solid, and that is the right habits and systems with your finances, so that when you do add these investments, when you eventually add more income streams, add investments and so on, it has a solid foundation that it's backed up on. Moving on to the third component of investing in your future, which is return on investment. So with the stock market, given its 20-year historical performance with 9% average returns yearly, I'm confident that I am on track with achieving my desired amount of retirement funds that would allow me to take care of myself at my old age. That's how specific I want it to be, so that I'm not investing blindly. I know that I'm investing with purpose, because whenever I set aside that amount every single month, I know that it's not simply a chore. It's not something that I have to do, I need to do, but it's something I want to do because it's aligned to achieving this life goal for investing in my future. And this is also how I coach my clients whenever they're like, Coach, should I invest in this? Should I start doing this? I don't tell them what to do. As a coach, the big misconception is I tell my clients exactly like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. No. I empower them to make their own decisions, because that's only when you can create a sustainable skill when it comes to managing your finances. I ask them like, for what purpose is that? How is that a priority? What would that help you with? How is it going to benefit you? I want them to train their mind to know that every single time they are presented with a possible investment, they're presented with a possible purchase or anything that involves cost, they get to decide for themselves, because they have been trained with that skill, that they can have trust and confidence in themselves to make the right money decisions at the right time. So again, if you'd like to be guided exactly through this in building a solid foundation of sustainable money habits and systems, and knowing how you could have the confidence to invest in the now and your future, then I would love to have you inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. All the details, investments, inclusions about my program is listed down below inside my website. So if you've always wanted to work with me, then make sure you fill up that form, whether to join the waitlist or to enroll, because as of filming this video, half of my slots for July has already been reserved. So if you feel like this is a priority for you to invest in yourself, to invest in building that invaluable skill, having trust and confidence in making the right decisions, because you have the right money habits and systems in place, then check out my website down below for you to assess if I'd be the right coach to help you in your financial journey. And if you'd like to get more concrete examples from my financial journey from being a shopaholic to my first million today, you can check out this video, because you're going to get a lot of tips from that as well, and I'll see you there.